So now we're gonna get into some kind of rumors a little bit that surfaced around Anthony Duclair. So whatever, maybe months ago, I don't know when this happened. So the Senators offered Anthony Duclair. Let me get the contract up again. They offered him 3 years at 4.25, and he rejected it. He wants a 5x5 deal. That was at the time. So maybe things have changed, but that's kind of interesting, right? Duclair rejects 4.25 over 3 years. I think that's more than he's worth.
That's a bit much, yeah. And he wants 5 over 5.
Like Mike Hoffman's not even gonna get that 5-year
come on,
deal.
dude.
Mike Hoffman's not gonna get that. The best free agent available right now will not get that.
Like,
And
let's
Duclair's
be
not the best
realistic.
free agent available.
And
Continue.
no, absolutely not. In Ottawa, he's a what? He was probably a top 6 player, I'd feel like, right?
I'm pretty sure it was in the top line. Either top line or definitely top 6.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. And he put up 40 points in 66 games. So if you're going to be in a top 6 role, I don't care what team it is, like bottom of the standings, top of standings. If you're in the top 6, you should be getting some pretty decent numbers up. Those numbers are fine, given that it was Ottawa and they had a horrible year, but I don't think it's 5 over 5 worthy.
It's the goals he's banking on. He scored, what, was it 20 goals or was it 25 goals?
23.
23, right in the middle.
There's numbers in between 20
I thought it was one of the two, but 23 works. That's what I think he's banking on. He's got scored 23 goals last season in like under 70 games. So I'm worth but you have to look at it that he was a very streaky scorer. It was the same thing with Jeff Skinner 2 years ago. He scored 40 goals, yeah, but he was so streaky. He was a streaky goal scorer. Same thing with like a Tyler Toffoli, a player like that. He's a streaky goal scorer. That's what I kind of see in Anthony Duclair. Yeah, he'll get you 20, 25 over 82 games, but it's not going to be consistent. It's going to be 10 goals in 15 games and then no goals in like 10 games. Like that's how it's going to work with him. And if Ottawa's okay with paying him that, then yeah, that's fine. But a player like that, I don't think deserves 5x5, let alone 4.2 over 3, right? That's just
mad. Has anyone else reached out to Duclair?
Maybe, but it hasn't, been like official big rumor, like, that like this team's interested. It's been like, oh, they've maybe called him, talked to him. It's just shit like that. Like it's nothing set in stone. It's just all rumors. But
realistically, only like I want to less than 10 teams easily. It's like, wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9 teams can afford him.
At that 5x5, that's the thing.
At 5x5,
who would offer him 5x5, especially with the way the market is right now? You can't afford. Because if you look at that, let's look at this. Tyler Johnson's making around 5. I don't think it's 5. Who would you rather have on your team, Tyler Johnson or Anthony Duclair? Honestly.
Well, it depends. Well, not really. Probably Tyler Johnson.
That's what I'm saying. He was put on waivers. And nobody claimed him.
That's fucking crazy to me, dude.
Nobody, you can't take that cap hit, especially for Duclair. He's a streaky goal scorer. He's at best 50 points, but the same thing with Johnson. At best, Johnson will score 50 points. Realistically, around 40, around there. Same thing with Duclair. I think they're pretty identical players, not the way the goals and everything is set. It's all different, but point production, I think they're pretty similar. Like you just saw, nobody wanted Johnson. Nobody's gonna want Duclair at that. And I thought, the thing is, he's representing himself. So maybe he did. Maybe
I'm pretty sure, right?
He didn't realize that. Maybe he was, bidding himself high. Maybe it's. I think that's come down now. Like he's had to have realized that nobody's gonna offer him 5x5. Oh my god, that's just. I don't know. I just found that outrageous. But
that's too high.
No, it is. But based off teams that could maybe want Duclair,
you said it. The way you said it is best. Like the market, you
can't. It's impossible.
All right.
Impossible.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, the only team he's more of a. Why am I blanking? He's center, right?
Who, Duclair?
Yeah, is he strictly center?
No, he's a winger.
Okay. So pretty much any teams that need winger depth, um, I I I sincerely don't see anyone that can afford him taking him except for like at 5/5. Like
I
no,
think we I
let me,
think we gotta take 5 out of 5 and throw it out. I think that's
yeah,
done. I think the max Duclair gets is 3.5 to 4 on a 1 year deal. That is the max he gets. And a
yeah,
team that would I think be down to do that is the Boston Bruins. So with Boston, Pasternak and Marchand, they're not going to start next season in the lineup. So those two very big open spots on that lineup. I know they have to sign DeBrus still. I think maybe someone else, but if they can make it work, I think Duclair would be a great fit in Boston's top six.
Well, all right, wait a minute.
Because they want to add like a Hoffman. I think Hoffman would be better personally than Duclair, but if Hoffman gets taken, maybe a secondary option, they slide to Duclair. So maybe something like that.
Yeah, they only got 6.6,
Oh
and they got
yeah,
to
they're
sign
gonna have to
DeBrus.
move money, and their defense still. We talked about last podcast. Their defense is just a big question mark too right now. I honestly like. I'm kind of throwing this out there, but I don't think it'd be shocking to see Boston miss the playoffs next season. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. That would not surprise me. Honestly,
Strictly just because the defense. I feel like they
defense
gotta.
and the
In my
injuries, man.
opinion,
Like there's
and
no way
yeah. Like
a
I feel like
team without
Pasternak and
Krug,
Marchand aren't gonna be able to.
Pasternak, and Marchand to start the season, and Krug's not coming back. So those are three huge additions to that, three huge pieces to that team. Like those were three incredible pieces, and they're gone.
They're
Start the season.
they're the foundation.
Yeah,
They were easily the
that's not
foundation
counting
except for
Bergeron. That's like
Bergeron.
basically. And Tuukka Rask kind of being a question mark with he's been kind of up in the air. He's gonna play next season, but future, I don't know who the hell knows after that. I don't know,
Yeah.
man.
The only reason I see Boston making the playoffs at this point, assuming Pasternak and Marchand can't like rally it back,
Mm-hmm.
is Greg McKegg. Like honestly, I just think Greg McKegg's just gonna carry that team to the playoffs, maybe even the
Dude,
Stanley Cup.
we're looking
Some
at
will
this
argue.
line: Anthony Duclair, Patrice Bergeron, Greg McKegg. Holy shit!
Oh my,
Stop!
that's
Incredible, incredible line we're putting together here. Don Sweeney, get the fuck out of here. Hire me and Eddie. We're the fucking GM of the Bruins now. Split duo. We'll make it work.
crazy. Yeah. No, he's had like Stanley Cup capable roster for years and years and years, but no,
Can't win
just
it.
fuck him.
Fuck him,
Let
dude.
me and you.
Let's go. Give it to us. We'll win a cup. We promise, Boston. We'll bring you guys a cup. All right. So back to Duclair a little bit. Maybe the team that would maybe be interested, like a Nashville. They need top six help, and even you can't even rule out the possibility of him going back to Ottawa. Like
No, I
you
can't.
can't rule that out. I think that's honestly most likely at this point. Even though they just brought in Galchenyuk, I think if they do sign Corey Perry, I don't think Duclair is going to come back. I think you fill too many roster spots, I think, because they still got all these kids coming up. They got Formenton, Norris, Batherson, Logan Brown. Like they got a bunch of decent options coming up that
Yeah.
you're going to want to have room for. So you can't just go get a bunch of NHL players, especially for Ottawa. Like they're not going to make the playoffs next season. They're just not. So there's no reason to, really. Honestly, the Corey Perry one, I'd rather have Duclair over Corey Perry because Duclair's got a ceiling. Corey Perry is on a
He has a
decline here.
floor.
Exactly. Corey Perry's about to smack the floor in like 3 years. He's done. He's almost there. But Duclair is drop my mic. Duclair is, still has some potential in him. Could be a 30-goal scorer. So that's kind of wraps up the little Duclair segment we had.